Triangles, classify by their sides. What are they? Polygons with 3 edges and 3 vertices. Why? Helps in construction. Interesting fact. Like their cousin, the shark, stingrays do not have bones. Their skeletons are instead made of cartilage. Now, how do we go about classifying triangles by their sides? Well, we have 3 types. We have an equilateral triangle, an isosceles triangle, or a scalene triangle. Now let's take a closer look at an equilateral triangle. So if we start moving the black side length and we keep on rotating or moving it to the blue side, it overlaps. Okay, now let's take a look at the bottom side length or the yellow side and start moving it up. As we can see, we start slowly moving it up. All 3 side lengths they overlap. So that means they're the same size. Now let's go ahead and take a closer look at an isosceles triangle. And let's go ahead and move the black side length. And as we see, we're slowly moving it and it overlaps with the blue side length. Now let's do the same thing with the yellow side length. And let's start moving it up so that it overlaps with the other 3. And as you can see, it overlaps, but it's not the same length. So we can still see the black side length behind it, so it is a different side length. Now let's take a look at scalene, or a scalene triangle. So let's go ahead and move the black side length to overlap with the blue side length, slowly moving it. And as we can see, as we overlap it, we can still see a little of the blue side length. So that means they're not the same. Let's go ahead and move it down. So when we overlap it with the yellow side length, then we can see that all 3 of the side lengths are going to be different. Okay, now let's go ahead and, since you've seen it visually, now let's go ahead and write down a definition for each of the 3. Before we do that, let's make each of the side lengths separate so you can actually see them. And let's go ahead and write the definition for an equilateral triangle. All sides must be the same, or you can see the 3 congruent sides. So as you can see, the symbol with that, and that symbol means congruent. Let's go ahead and talk about the isosceles triangle. As you can see, there's 2 sides must be the same. Therefore, another definition is 2 congruent sides. Okay, now let's go ahead and talk about scalene, and that is every side is different, or you can say no congruent sides. And that is how we classify triangles by their sides.